The Nothing phone, Nothing brand, has got into a major US retail store. If you want to buy a Nothing phone, you typically have to go to, well, not typically, you would have to go to Nothing's website and purchase the phone, right? And then they would ship it to you. Typically, I've always ordered my Nothing phones on launch day. So I've always had to wait the 2 weeks, for them to ship your phone and kind of just sit around, wait for them to ship it. So I've never actually purchased a Nothing phone outside of launch day. So I don't know like how fast, like say like right now, if you wanted to buy a Nothing phone for a Pro, it may take a few days. I think they ship them from Hong Kong. I think that's where their warehouses are at. But when they did ship mine, I did keep a very close eye on the tracking. It was literally overnight. So I'm assuming if you buy one on their website, I'm assuming it'll get to you within a day, maybe two, pretty fast shipping. But what about if you like want one like right now, like a spoiled first world American brat? I want my tech and I want it now. Well, guess what? You can do that. So the Nothing phone is now being sold in Best Buy stores. Yes, in physical stores. You can go in Best Buy right now and go get you a Nothing phone. It appears they're selling the Nothing phone for a Pro. Now, if you hang on in just a minute, we're going to jump on Best Buy's website. I did right before the stream. I got on Best Buy's application, have it on my phone. I always get my laptops from Best Buy. Well, not always, but I'm a frequent customer of Best Buy. Got on their application. They actually have some in store right down the street. So I'm like, holy crap. When did this? I guess it just happened today. But here's the downside. Downside. I told you there was good news and there's bad news. Well, it appears they're taking the place of a very popular device. So the OnePlus 15 and OnePlus 15R that they have in stock, well, should I say in store, the in store display model, they'll have a Pixel section, an iPhone section, a Samsung Galaxy section. There is a section for OnePlus, right? The OnePlus 15 and the 15R. Well, apparently they've taken those display units down for the OnePlus 15 and 15R, and they're replacing that empty space with the Nothing phone. And we're going to see right now, I think it's just the 4A Pro. We're going to take a look and see if they're selling the phone 3 as well. But that's good news for Nothing. That's good news for fans. That's good news for people like me and you. That means another good thing about Best Buy is that you can, if you don't mind buying a used device, I do it all the time. Look, some things I want new, some other things I don't care. If it's in good condition, if it's in good shape, I'll buy a used phone. I've purchased a used phone many times from Best Buy. But this is good because the more Nothing phones they sell, the more used units they'll get. Meaning somebody will buy and I think there's a 2-week return window. They'll buy a Nothing phone for a Pro. They'll use it for a week, 10 days. And then, like in my case, and I just think I had a bad unit, right? I don't think that you're going to have a similar experience to your Nothing phone 4A Pro like I did, where I had the network issues. Because there were a lot of people that commented on my channel, on my videos, that said, hey, I've got a Nothing phone 4A Pro and it works fine. So I just think I had a bad unit. Now, I didn't exchange it, meaning I didn't turn that in and have them send me another one because it does not get Wi-Fi 7. Now, if you don't have Wi-Fi 7, who freaking cares? If I did not have Wi-Fi 7 here in my office, I know I wouldn't care, right? Because I wouldn't even know what I'm missing, right? But once you have Wi-Fi 7, you don't want to use a device that does not have Wi-Fi 7. If you catch the drift, right? You don't know how big of a difference that makes. It's like when you use a device that does not have Wi-Fi 7, you're like, damn, why is my internet so slow? I'm like, it's taking 20 minutes to upload a YouTube video when I could upload it literally in 30 seconds on my Samsung or my OnePlus. You know what I'm saying? But I know, and it's not widely adopted right now, Wi-Fi 7. I guarantee, I bet the majority of people watching this right now, I bet 99% of them do not have Wi-Fi 7. So this might be a very good option for those of you that do not have Wi-Fi 7. This a lot of times I'll buy a used phone on Best Buy, but it's in good shape. You can get it for like, a fraction of the price, and it's essentially a lot of them are still like in new condition. Because what will happen. Say somebody goes in to buy a nothing phone for a Pro, and they use it for 10 days. Again, there's a 2-week return policy or 14-day return policy. So on like the day 10, if you're like me, it's like day 13. You're like, damn, should I keep this or should I return it? I'm always like last second. Um, and they'll end up returning it for whatever reason, right? Maybe they have Wi-Fi 7 and they just want a device that has Wi-Fi 7. Anyways, they'll return it back to Best Buy. Well, guess what? Best Buy is going to turn around and resell it, but not at full price. What are they brand new? Let's just say $500. They'll probably sell it for, I don't know, $300. So you can essentially get a new phone for 60-75% of the full price. It's a good way to purchase phones. In fact, I bought the last one, the OnePlus 15. I got that way, right? So really, really good news. Bad news for OnePlus. Before we jump onto the Best Buy website to see what nothing phones are available, what colors, storage variants, this is just another continuation of, I don't want to say the downfall of OnePlus, but I mean, I guess it's to be expected, right? At some point, OnePlus was going to be pulled from Best Buy. At some point, OnePlus was going to be pulled from Amazon. We just didn't know when, right? Maybe the stock that Best Buy has of the OnePlus devices are getting low, and they just don't see any point in selling OnePlus devices at Best Buy anymore. Now, they'll probably still sell them online, I think, at least for a while, even though they don't have them in the stores. Now, Amazon's another story. I don't know when they're going to pull OnePlus phones from Amazon. OnePlus did put out a statement today. Android Authority put out the initial story about nothing phones replacing OnePlus phones at Best Buy. Android Authority reached out to OnePlus for a statement. And OnePlus essentially said the same thing they're always saying, is we have not, or they didn't say we have not closed, but they said we're still something of the sort. We're still in business, and we still plan on supporting our customers for support and supporting our phones for updates. And they're going to fulfill their obligations to support customers and devices, blah, 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 blah. But you get it, right? If you can read through the fine print, they're basically saying, look, I'll do the translation. They're basically saying, without saying, that, yeah, we've all seen the headlines. You've seen us remove ourselves from the U.S. market, close down the U.S., which was in Dallas, the U.S. headquarters, the EU headquarters, and we know we've been consolidated, but technically, officially, the OnePlus company, OnePlus brand is not ceasing to exist. It'll still exist, and yeah, we're still gonna update our phones, and I think legally they still have to fulfill warranty obligations, although God, that would be probably a nightmare to have to get warranty work done. I mean, I'm sure you'd have to send the device to China, but knock on wood, I hope I don't have to go through that. But essentially, they made a statement saying that, which is the same statement they made a couple months ago when all this news came out. So yeah, they're still going to update their devices. They're still going to support customers. So if you have a OnePlus device, don't be worried. They're still going to support this thing. Like the video I put out yesterday, they're still releasing a OnePlus 16, and it's going to be badass. It just might only be available to purchase officially from OnePlus in China. But I'm sure GizTop this time, next year will sell the OnePlus 16. I'm sure you'll be able to buy one on eBay, which I don't know, I might do at some point. But they're still supporting these. So if you have one, have no fear. I mean, it's not really that big of a shocker, right? I mean, we all knew at some point this day was coming. We just didn't know nothing was going to replace OnePlus at Best Buy. So before we get to the Best Buy website to see what's available and where it's available, I want to give a big shout out to Carl Pay. I want to give a big shout out to their U.S. department. And man, I wish I remembered they hired, you know what? Let's find out. They hired a gentleman, I can't remember, from Samsung or from Apple. I think it was from Apple, to head the U.S. Relationships, the U.S. market, meaning I guarantee you, whoever this guy that Carl Pay, and please forgive me, I forgot your name, but I'm giving you props because you need to be applauded. You need to have a pat on the back because my hat is off to you, sir. I know you had an integral part in making this deal because trust me, Best Buy doesn't just say, let's take OnePlus out and I don't know, let's put nothing in there. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work like that. There's negotiations that go on. There's talks, there's boardroom meetings, there's conference calls, there's what do they call them, FaceTime chats, for weeks if not months, just on getting nothing phones in a retailer. Nothing had in Carl Pay and whoever he hired for the U.S. market. I guarantee you have been working tirelessly, trying to make this deal work, trying to make this deal happen, because this is the next step of expanding their market share, rolling into new markets. As OnePlus kind of takes a step back from the US market, nothing could fill that void. Now, they have a long way to go, and we all know they're more mid range focused, while OnePlus is more flagship, specced out focused, right? But nothing could get there at some point. Their flagship phone, I mean, we are talking about the A series, right? But their Nothing Phone 4, their flagship phone next year, or the Nothing Phone 5, the Nothing Phone 6, they could get to that flagship level where they have flagship specs. They could put together a $1,000 phone at some point in the future. But just getting your foot in the door with any one of your models, any one of your devices, is a huge step, because building that relationship between manufacturer and retailer is where it all begins, right? If they have a great relationship, Best Buy and Nothing, it could roll into something bigger, right? You see them on Amazon. What if I know this is a long, may not be that long from now, but what if they get in a carrier? You never know, right? It's possible. That's how OnePlus started, right? OnePlus just didn't get into T-Mobile overnight, right? Like, there's relationships that need to be nourished and matured and grow to where they got into T-Mobile, right? They got into Best Buy. So I'm very happy to see Nothing. It looks like growing. So look, they make a good product. Just because I sent mine back doesn't mean it was not a good product. And I think that's kind of why I was really bummed out when the first couple of days when I got it and started noticing my network issues. And I was like, wait, hold up. It doesn't have Wi-Fi 7. It doesn't mean it's not a good phone. It's a good phone. It just wasn't for me, right? So I think 9 out of 10 people that get it will freaking love it. It's a badass phone. It feels nice. It's all metal. When's the last time you had an all metal phone? You got to go back to the HTC days. Like, it's awesome. So you can get, let's see this. So it looks like What is going on here? Okay. So they got the black 128 colors. They have, trust me, you're not going to want to get the 128 gig. I know the price is cheaper. Don't buy the 8 because it only has 8 gigs of RAM. Yeah, we're past that, right? 8 gigs, 128. Nah, I get the 12, 256. Thank me later. Let's see here. So it looks like with the 256 gig, you can get it in. Okay, there's black, pink, and silver, but let's see here. Yeah, it does. It has way longer battery life. Okay, so they do have the pink. Yeah, you can okay, so you can buy it and they can ship it to you or you can pick it up. So they do have pink. Let's see if they have silver. 256. Looks like they got all the colors and we'll go to the Nothing Phone 3 here and see what they have as well. This is pretty big. You can go now, just even if they don't have them in stock at your local Best Buy, you can go into Best Buy and look at them because they will have them on the shelves or on display. So if you want to go in there just to see what it looks like, to see what it feels like in your hand with the metal build, I strongly suggest you go in there even if you're not sold on getting one. If you're driving by and running errands or whatever, you're passing by a Best Buy, you'd be like, oh shit, pull over, go run inside real quick. I do it every now and then, and go take a look at it. Right? That's part some of the best things to do when you're unsure about getting a phone. Right? So they have silver 256. Good. So you can get silver, black, and pink 256. I bet these things are gonna go quick. Do they even have any in stock here? Let's see. Nobody wants the black. Oh, there's two at my store. So let's see what they got in stock. Now this is in South Texas, right? So everybody, each depending on where you live, um, so they may have some in stock. They might not, right? Let's see. I hope I don't give my address away on here. Let's see. Available. So there's one at this location. There's two at this location. There's one at this. Wow. So they really stocked up. So there's more than just like one or two in the city. It looks like each location in San Antonio's got a couple of them, right? Wow, this is really cool. So there you go. Do they have any that are cheap? Like I was just talking about. Let's find out. 483 is a badass price for the 12256. I think I paid 667 for mine brand new. 667 brand new. You can get a used one for 483. That's essentially $180 cheaper than what I bought it for brand new. And look, it's excellent condition. Great way to experience the Nothing Phone, right? And if you want to return it, nothing better than just returning it to a Best Buy in hand instead of sweating out the shipping. Hope nobody steals it. Hope it makes it there. You see what I'm saying? Or hope they don't get it and say, it's got a cracked screen when it doesn't. So just this is really good news. Like this is fantastic news for phone lovers like myself. Let's see here. Let's see what else. I know they don't have the 4A, right? Let's see. Looks like they're just gonna have the Pro and the 3. It says save 50 to 160 on Nothing phones now at Best Buy. Damn, that is way too freaking. Yeah, they don't. All they got's the 3 and the 4A Pro. What happened here? Oh, that 739 is way too expensive for the phone 3. In fact, I would. So, if for me to be interested in, it's so ugly. For me to be interested in getting a phone 3, I think it would have to be down to like, I don't know, probably $300 or something like that. It's pretty bad. Um, it got good reviews, but it's just ugly as hell. In fact, well, you can get them here for what, 571 it says. Now, if you just want to get your foot in the door, check this out. $395 for the 8 gig 128. $395. It's a pretty good deal. So, look, they're out there. If you want to get your hands on one, I'll definitely recommend it. It just, again, just wasn't for me, but I think it would suit many people just fine, honestly. I mean, that's a good deal right there. $483. That's a good freaking deal for this phone. So pretty good deal. Here's the story that when it first came out, OnePlus demo units are disappearing from Best Buy stores. They need to fix that because, oh, well, it says here, I guess think they did, replaced by nothing phones, because that needs to be in the title as well. There's already, there's a Reddit article here, or somebody that posted a picture in a Reddit thread, should I say, that shows the OnePlus phones with an empty display unit. Next to it are the nothing phones. So, there you go. There you go. Here's the statement OnePlus put out. OnePlus North America continues to operate with full guarantee of users after-sales support, software updates, and rights commitments. Meaning, yeah, they're still gonna support their phones. So, yeah, it's a good deal. Yo, what's going on? You never used one? I know a lot of people haven't used one. They're very fun to use. They're a fun phone, right? They are. They're a fun phone. You could probably still buy one online at the Canada Best Buy website. I'm sure you can. I think they're. What other countries does Best Buy operate in? North America, Canada. I'm sure. I don't know. You might want to check and see. Actually, did that say CA on there on one of these? Did it say Best Buy CA? That means Best Buy Canada, no? Oh yeah, that was 2 reviews from Best Buy Canada. Yeah, so they CA. Yeah, so they have them in Canada. Cool. Wow, big news. Do you think I should get the OnePlus 15? I want a phone from for under 1K, and I think the OnePlus 15 is a very good option. What do you think? I think it is too. It's going to be the very best phone you can buy for the price. Meaning, if you want the very best specs you can get for the best price, the OnePlus 15 is going to be that phone, because even though they're still kind of holding their retail value, aftermarket retail value, it's still going to be cheaper than the S26 Ultra. Yeah, no, trust me, if you can find a good deal on one for US dollars, maybe like around 700, I would think that's a good deal. Again, I don't have any complaints, honestly. I mean, you know what to expect with the camera stuff, and again, they're not bad. In fact, they're better than the S26 Ultra. Like, I think it's my phone of the year for last year, because when did it come out? In November of 2025. I think it's my phone of the year. Well, it is my phone of the year for 2025. Now, it's still got it has 2026 specs, but it was just released at the very end of 2025. You see what I'm saying? So it'll still be good for the life of the device, honestly. Yeah, God, it's ugly, man. It's disgustingly ugly. Me too. Trust me, I think they saw an opportunity. In fact, I know they saw an opportunity with the OnePlus news in backing out of the U.S. market. I think Carl and his whole team over there, Nothing, said, you know what? We need to try to get in this U.S. market and take the place of OnePlus. Now, not that, they don't make similar products necessarily, meaning spec-wise, but they could, right, down the line, and they very well might have a flagship unit a year or two from now and still have their mid-range in the A series, just like every other company does. So, I think I'm a fan of both, right? I love OnePlus. I love nothing. Y'all know that. So I'm not picking or choosing one or the other, but I think just the simple fact that one company is leaving a market, another company sees an opportunity to fill that void, to fill those shoes. So I think it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Next step is to get in the carrier. Now, it's not easy. Trust me, Apple does not want nothing in these carriers. Neither does Samsung, right? Or whoever else they sell in the carrier. Motorola. I don't think Motorola cares. Motorola needs to get their own phones in these freaking carriers. Motorola needs to get the signature in here. They need to get the Fold. By the way, the Fold, you can officially pre-order the Motorola Fold, Razr Fold today. I forgot to mention that. If you go to Motorola's website, you can buy it directly from Motorola if you live inside the U.S. Just Google it. Go to Google Motorola Razr Fold. It'll take you right to their website, and you can pre-order it just like you can with a Samsung phone. Pretty expensive, but it's available. I just wish they would make the signature available. But the next step would be the carriers. I don't know if that will ever happen, but I think they would like to see that happen. Nothing. I know Apple wouldn't. Yep. I look, I don't get all my devices what do they call them, used or what do they call them? Oh, I have a brain fart today. More buying options. Yeah. Look, I'll buy them every now and then. Look, if there's a good deal, why not, right? And if it's in good condition, why not? It's a no-brainer. Why would I spend like 40% more on a new device when I can get the same device, same condition for less? Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I got stuff going on, man. I got stuff going on. I'm trying to make this my full-time job, but it's hard. It's not hard. I just have other stuff going on. I just made a new website, so I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I have a family. I have a business. So I do what I can. But speaking of, my wife's blowing my phone up over here to hurry up and get off. So, listen, join me tomorrow. I'll do a giveaway tomorrow. Join me tomorrow. I'm going to schedule it early. I'll schedule it for, I don't know, probably 5 p.m. No, not this late, but join me tomorrow. I'll do a giveaway tomorrow. Appreciate the time. Thank you for joining me. Nothing is in Best Buy. I'm going to put links when this is over. I'm going to put links in the description box down below so you don't have to go searching for stuff. Come back, select the links, and join me tomorrow and we'll do a giveaway. Appreciate the time. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet, I'm on my way to a brand new kick.